Okay, picture this. A future where an AI runs your entire company. I'm talking payroll, suppliers, taxes, the whole shebang. Now, this might be a lot closer than you think. But, and this is a big but, for it to actually work, the AI can't just use any old tech. So today, we're going to dig into the specific blockchain tools that could really make this automated future happen.
I mean, really think about that question. We're not talking about some AI assistant that helps you write emails. We are talking about an AI in the driver's seat, making core business decisions all by itself. How in the world would that even work? Just imagine it for a second. Payroll handled instantly across the entire globe. Supplier invoices paid the very second they're verified. And business strategy, it shifts in real time based on live market data. You know, this isn't science fiction. This is what happens when you give an AI the right set of tools to play with.
Right, so for an AI to pull this off, it can't just use the systems we have today. Traditional finance and logistics, they have delays, they have middlemen, they have data that isn't instantly verifiable. All of those are absolute deal breakers for an autonomous AI that needs to move fast and be sure of its information. It needs something different. And this, right here, is the most crucial distinction. On the left, you've got what most people think of when they hear crypto. These speculative tokens with prices that are all over the place. An AI can't run a predictable business on that kind of volatility. No way. But on the right, that's the operational tech. It's stable, it's efficient, and it's built from the ground up for automation. That's the stuff our AI manager would actually care about.
So our AI would have a super strict checklist, right? It would need, first and foremost, secure automation that it can trust without a doubt. It needs stable liquidity, basically digital cash that doesn't swing in value, to handle payments. It absolutely has to have reliable, real-time data to make smart moves. It needs to be able to process a ton of tiny, fast, and cheap payments. And finally, the big one, interoperability. That's the magic that lets all these different systems actually talk to each other.
So, with that checklist in mind, let's do a little walkthrough. Let's see what a day in the life of our AI business manager would actually look like. First things first, let's tackle a job that is a huge headache for pretty much every global company out there: payroll. Here's how it would go down. The AI gets the payroll data. Simple enough. Now, to get around all the currency conversion headaches and volatility, it uses stablecoins. These are just digital dollars. Then, it uses something called a smart contract. Think of it as a self-executing agreement written in code to automatically send out the payments right on schedule. And the result? Boom. Instant, secure, and error-free pay for every single person, no matter where they are in the world.
All right, payroll's done. What's next on the AI's to-do list? Let's talk supplier invoices. Now, this is all about making things hyper-efficient. The AI scans and verifies every invoice, catching any human errors instantly. But here's the really clever part. It uses a data service, often called an oracle, like Chainlink, to cross-reference the invoice against real-time market data. For example, is the price of steel on the invoice the actual price of steel right now? If everything checks out, it approves the payment in stablecoins. And for those thousands of tiny recurring payments, it would use a super high-speed network like Hedera to keep transaction costs at basically zero.
Okay, so money and invoices are flowing smoothly. Let's move to the physical side of the business, managing inventory and logistics. So, the AI is constantly watching inventory levels and predicting future demand. The second stock gets low on something, it automatically shoots out a purchase order. For all those small, frequent payments to suppliers, it would use a crazy fast network like Solana or Celo to make them instant and super cheap. And it's smart too. If a supplier suddenly jacks up their prices, the AI isn't just going to pay it. It flags it immediately for a human manager to take a look. See? It automates the routine stuff, but keeps a human in the loop for the exceptions.
And finally, let's dive into everyone's favorite topic, taxes and compliance.
Oh man, this is where automation is a complete game changer. The AI can plug directly into tax databases. It automatically figures out what's owed and pays it using those auditable stablecoins. But here's the killer feature. This whole process creates an immutable record. That's a permanent, unchangeable digital ledger of every single transaction. Audits become unbelievably simple. And for companies that need even more transparency, they could use blockchains specifically designed for traceability, like Cardano or Stellar. Compliance becomes automatic, and the books are always perfectly clear.
So, we've seen what the AI can do, right? Now let's just quickly pull it all together and look at the how, the complete toolkit it's using to get all this done. You see, it's not one technology to rule them all. It's a whole toolkit with specialized tools for different jobs. For the core business logic, like those payroll agreements, you've got smart contract platforms like Ethereum. For the money itself, you've got stablecoins. For knowing what's happening in the real world, you've got oracles like Chainlink. For payments, you've got a whole menu of options, some for fast and cheap micropayments, others for high-volume stuff, and still others built for perfect audit trails. Then you have the glue, interoperability projects that connect all these different systems. And finally, you even have protocols that can give the AI its own analytical brainpower. It's a full-stack solution.
And all of this really brings us to what I think is the single most important takeaway here. It's this critical difference between utility and pure speculation.
The main point is this: we have to start looking past the crazy price charts and focus on the plumbing. The real revolution isn't whether a token's price goes up or down. It's in the underlying technology's power to completely rewire how a business operates from the inside out. That is the real lasting value.
So that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. As AI and automation keep moving forward, the winning projects won't be the ones with the most hype. The real question is, which of these technologies will actually be chosen to build the automated, efficient, and transparent company of the future?